Today on the channel, our deep dive into the Jakks Class Superstars series continues with the Ringside Collectibles exclusive Outsiders 2-pack.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Jakks Class Superstars unboxing and review, a Tuesday staple here on the channel. And today, we're headed over to our friends over at Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10%, but we're heading over there as we're taking a look at the Outsiders Ringside Collectible exclusive 2-pack. Of course, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. And of course, we're also going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's check out the old packaging on this one. Very familiar to the 2-pack style in the Jakks Class Superstars line, of course. Toys R Us exclusive for the mainline releases, but then Ringside, of course, got many of these different 2-packs here, more often than not involving members of the Clique, as we have seen on this channel, and we will see in future videos as well. Let's take a look at the packaging on this one. First thing you notice is that Ringside collectible sticker right there in red. Very interesting. A lot different than the Ringside collectible sticker we see in this day and age, but still very cool to see there, right behind the chair, of course. A lot of accessories in this pack. Of course, you got Scott Hall, you got Kevin Nash. You got a lot of fun. There you go. And to say the Outsiders on the side, got Scott Hall, Kevin Nash. They didn't misspell anything or anything like that, so that's always a good day at the office. On this side, we got some glamour shots going on, some interesting ones. This is an interesting pack, as we'll dive into it here in a second. Then on the back, we got a little glamour shots up there. We got a little tail of the tape, little blurbs maybe going on there. And then we got a huge cross-sell. Got all the jibber-jabber down below. But look at this cross-sell for Classic Superstars Series 15. You got Outlaw Ron Bass, you got Tully Blanchard, Leaping Lanny Poffo, Lex Luger, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon, The Rock, Johnny Rods, Tank Abbott, and Zeus. A lot of characters in Series 15. Can you imagine if we got Mattel sets like this in this day and age? That's a lot of figures all at once. Outlaw Ron Bass has a little sticker underneath his name. I wonder what's going on there. They're trying to cover something up. Oh, it's just tape, I think. Oh, yeah, it's just tape from the pack. Okay, no conspiracy here. Jesse Ventura, stay in the other room. Stay in the other room. Kevin Nash debuted 1990, 317 pounds. Height, 6'11", finishing move, the old jackknife powerbomb. Scott Hall debuted 1985, 270 pounds, 6'7", finishing move, the good old Razor's Edge. An old favorite, of course. Without further ado, we're going to open this pack up. We're going to see what all the fuss is about. Is there fuss? Well, we're about to find out if there's fuss. Let's get it out of the package here. Maybe. There we go. Oh, we're losing pieces. We're losing stuff. Heads up. There it is. See you later. Goodbye. A little bit of spin on it. And we do get the plastic prison right there. Little things fell out, of course, but it's all right. It's all right. We'll get to it all. We'll knock everything out. A lot of accessories in this pack. I'm here for that. Always a good day at the office. Pull that out, and then all the chain. Gotta get that chain out. There it goes. See you later. Goodbye. All right, let's dive into the accessories here. I'm a little worried about the old Jack Sticky disease. We're used to that by now, that is for sure, but we're going to separate these things. I guess these two accessories could go either way, but we do get a black microphone. It's survey time, everybody. We could do that whole gimmick if we needed to, but we do get a plain black microphone. We've seen this a lot with Jack's figures. We're seeing it again right here, so I'm here for that. Then we do get a black steel chair, and of course, Jakks gave us a lot of chairs over the years. This one, a black steel chair. So I guess it's an NWO for life chair is the story with this one right here. So we've seen that before. I guess we're going to go with old Big Sexy himself. We're going to start off with old Kevin Nash, and we do get his world title belt here. As I always say, these Jakks belts look really good with a little bit of paint on them. We get the NWO spray paint going on, because when you're NWO for life. But definitely looking good here. No issues with this title belt. Really do like this one a ton. We've seen those before as well. Now we get into Kevin Nash, and things go, I don't want to say go south here, but they go a little bit south. I like the idea of the red and black attack, wolf pack kind of Kevin Nash looking here. Love the gear color, love the color choices on this one. But where we lose it a little bit here, and not a little bit, we lose it a lot here in this pack, is the height difference between Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. We read on the back, 6'7" Scott Hall, a big dude, 6'11" Kevin Nash. Well, why is Scott Hall taller than Kevin Nash in this 2-pack? That is a huge mistake. I go easy on Jax a lot about scale, because what is scale, especially back then? It wasn't a thing like it is now. But something like this, man, you know how tall these guys are. You got to have them, at least Kevin Nash, a little bit taller than Scott Hall. And they did not have that because of the body style they chose here. So always looked very strange to me pairing these two up. Just makes you really suspend. You can't suspend disbelief when you look at the package. At least I could not. But we're going to break this one down here on the little small Kevin Nash. Now, Kevin Nash's head sculpt's always interesting. You get the long blondish hair flowing, the blonde goatee going there. Nice lighted hair color on old Kevin Nash here. But this head sculpt, for whatever reason to me, always reminded me of the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz. Whenever I see this, that's exactly what I think of. I don't know. You guys be the judge out there. Let me know if you think the same thing. It definitely looks like that, but at the same time, you definitely know this is Kevin Nash. If you know what Kevin Nash looks like, especially this era, you know who it is. He does got 2 black elbow pads on him, no knee pads on this one, but you get a nice plain black vest, just a plain Jane vest, nothing to it. We do get the tattoo on the bicep, here for that. We get the one gloved hand like a young Diesel. Get the black wrist tape going on as well. You do got the outsiders on his singlet there in his chest. That does look good. Red pants there, black boots. Of course, articulation, arms going to go all the way around for us. Bicep cut, single jointed elbows, hands back forth side to side. Waist articulation, head articulation. Legs go up, legs bend at the knee. Little ankle articulation, and that's all you get there with old Kevin Nash. That's all you need, and that's about his true to form articulation, I think, especially at this point in his life, I would imagine. But definitely, it's an interesting Kevin Nash. I'm not going to say it's a great one. It does look like Kevin Nash. It does represent a good era. It's just the sizing of this one just really hurts this figure a whole lot. And it is what it is right there, old Kevin Nash. Looking only like a big sexy could look if he was in a Classic Superstars Ringside Collectible 2-pack with his partner Scott Hall. That's how he would look right there. But speaking of Scott Hall, let's turn our attention over to Scott Hall here. Now, Scott Hall's accessory is a weird one as well, as we do get a gold chain with him. Now, we've seen chains with Scott Hall figures going back to the Hasbro days, as we remember the Razor Ramon with the chains. That, I would say, is better than this change. This looks like something they grabbed at like a Michaels or a Hancock fabric, and they said, oh, let's just get this chain, we'll throw it in here. It's kind of a bronzish, goldish kind of chain color, but just way too big. Doesn't look like any chain he ever wore. Doesn't look like a chain for anybody. I mean, it's just a very, very strange chain, but it does go over his head at least. It does fit, but it is way too big for him, and of course, he is way too big, especially when you compare it to Kevin Nash. I think really the Kevin Nash is too small. Scott Hall, I think, is about right-sized. However, he does have a gigantic head on him. That was kind of always the fallback here for me with the deluxe aggression in this one was he had way too big of a head for his body. That was just me. I don't know. You guys vote in on that one. Definitely looks like Razor Ramon, but it almost looks like Razor Ramon, the fake Razor Ramon from the WWF at the time, is kind of how this one reminds me a little bit there. But it is Scott Hall. It's not Razor Ramon, it's Scott Hall. But the chain, definitely interesting. I don't know. It doesn't really look the best on him. You almost want to display this without him and maybe just pretend it's a chain he's going to use to beat somebody up with maybe instead. Because it's just not the best change. The execution just not there. The thought is there. I like it. The execution just somewhere in between on that one. We do get Hall on the trunks. We do get black knee pads and black elbow pads with the nice Scott Hall inspired coloring. So if these ever got lost off him, you would know exactly who these belong to. They belong to Scott Hall. So I like that attention to detail. Also like the attention to detail on the vest here, as we do get the Scott Hall specific vest. That is really good. Black boots as well. Got that little Superman curl going on in Razor, Scott Hall, in his head there, of course, looking nice there. Got the 5 o'clock shadow really deep, but it is just a very big head sculpt for this Scott Hall figure. Just an interesting one. Of course, articulation can be the exact same as Kevin Nash. We do know that. So, an interesting 2-pack at the end of the day. I wouldn't say this is Jakks Classics' best attempt here at a 2-pack. A lot of stuff I would have changed. I don't know who signed off on this one at the end of the day, but if we could have just got a little bit taller Kevin Nash, maybe a little smaller head on Scott Hall, and maybe a better chain, would have had a heck of a lot better 2-pack. But this one is a very iconic one, Ringside Collectible exclusive. A lot of people do remember this one coming out. There was a lot of excitement for this. It just, I don't know if it met that expectation when it was released to the public. But what say you? Let me know your thoughts on this one. Do you agree with my assessment here? What could they have done differently? There's probably a lot of things they could have done differently, but it is what it is after all these years. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, including early access to all the videos, and if you're a Classic Superstars fan, you get tons of early access there over on the old Patreon channel. And Patreon, your best way to support this very YouTube channel. You can also support the channel over at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson, and don't forget social media. SirPaul64 on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for Scott Hall and Kevin Nash and the Wolfpack 2, I am Kyle, and I'll see you all real soon.